not acting right this morning. So, Madam Secretary, let's go ahead to our open microphone speakers.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and good morning. The Dallas City Council will now hear its first 5 registered speakers. I'll recite the speaker guidelines. Speakers must observe the same rules of propriety, decorum, and good conduct applicable to members of the City Council. Any speaker making personal, impertinent, profane, or slanderous remarks or who becomes boisterous while addressing the City Council will be removed from the room. For those individuals who are in person, for those virtual speakers, you will be removed from the session. Individuals are given 3 minutes to speak. You'll notice the time on the monitor at the podium. When your time is up, please stop. For those virtual speakers, I will announce when your time has expired. Also, speakers, please be mindful that during your public comments, you are not allowed to refer to a City Council member by name. Address your comments to Mayor Johnson only. Your first speaker, Ann Redelfs.
I'm Dr. Ann Redelfs. I'm a retired psychiatrist who lives in District 14. I know a lot of studies have been shared with you in regard to the issue of fluoride in our city water. So I'd like to come from a different perspective today. I'd like to appeal to what you all know about human development. Having experienced your own and others' growth, there'll be no footnotes. I want you to recall your own experiences and apply your understanding of these experiences. I find many people operate under the assumption that physical bodies are basically the same. They don't realize that the psychological body, which includes the emotional heart and the mind, operates this physical body, at times greatly impacting its functioning. The physical reactions and behavior of the psychologically immature can be very different from the psychologically mature. So let's look at physical babies first. They need milk and only milk at first, but we slowly add more foods over time. I bring this up because when people are stuck in infancy in their psychological development, they believe that all people need the same things. If milk is good for them, then it's good for everyone. And I have a friend who has a lactose intolerance who suffered for years before she understood why and changed her diet. So contrast the infant stance of my way with psychological adulthood, which is a stance of wholeness. These mature adults understand the studies that prove the benefits of milk, fluoride, or anything else are at best true of a certain segment of the population. For example, psychologically mature adults have been known to take in toxins, whether physically, emotionally, or mentally, and they turn it into beneficial experience. However, they know most populations are not so resilient, such as those well-documented individuals who've been harmed by fluoride. When considering the issue of fluoride in our water, please remember that what differentiates the most psychologically mature individuals is that they are attentive to the whole of what is presented to them. They're sensitive to the fact that not every person is the same, and some people are particularly vulnerable. So if you like fluoride, why not arrange for fluoride packets to be available for those like you who want fluoride in their water and can tolerate or even benefit by it? But please realize that there are many other types of people. Some have drawn different conclusions based on research with segments of the population who have clearly suffered harm. I beseech you to be willing to see, hear, feel for, and care about the whole of our Dallas population, and thereby be willing to meet each person's unique needs. Thank you for listening.
Thank you. Serena Nolan.
Sit down. Hello, I'm Serena Nolan, District 13. This will be my 3rd appearance before this council, and I'd like to hope the 3rd time's the charmer. I had hoped to give a hearty shout out to the chairman of the Committee for the Quality of Life for finally, after years of petitioning this council to stop poisoning our water, arrangements were made for the committee to hear from highly qualified, world-renowned experts like Dr. Bruce Lampier and Dr. Griffin Cole. You know, science is always evolving, and it should be always questioned. This is a prudent approach to leadership. It takes courage and honesty. You know, history is littered with bad ideas that touted as beneficial. Did you know the first study that links smoking to lung cancer was completed in 1920? Decades later, 1964, the Attorney General finally issued his warning. It took another 30-some years to ban smoking in hospitals. Maybe you all realize that just in the last couple of weeks, the CVC pharmacy removed cold remedies from the shelves that probably a lot of you all have used. Why? Because they had no benefit for your cold symptoms, but they had the negative benefit on your blood pressure. How many of you all knew that frontal lobe lobotomies won a Nobel Peace Prize for the pioneers of it? No one does frontal lobotomies anymore. Anyway, but the sad thing is, I think Dallas really embarrassed itself yesterday when a committee member who had the audacity to compare her marketing skills in making posters for Johnson & Johnson while grandstanding on a pre-planned, pre-scripted, and distorted monologue that addressed none of yesterday's studies that were presented. Interesting enough, these same points were in the pre-done and given to, and published by the Dallas Observer, I think it was. So it would be real interesting to see the conversation, the dialogue between the media and that. So I don't know that we really had anything, but a pony show. And I would like to just ask, did the marketer of these Johnson & Johnson posters, did they put a little footnote at the bottom of the baby powder one that caution causes ovarian cancer? $4 billion judgment.
That's your time.
No, sorry. And then
That's your time.
Okay, I had wanted to pivot to
Thank
environmental racism.
That's your time.
I'll send them to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.